The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Might help if I added myself to the stage. That could basically really make my life easier in a lot of ways. Hey everyone, it's me, Allison, the Alikat. I'm here, gonna do some drawing. Got some fun stuff planned. Working on a piece of fan art, doing a Wolverine piece today. I think that'll be fun. Let's see what we got going on, shall we? Alright, so here's the my rough sketch and everything. I started kind of getting an idea of where I want the hair to be, because I didn't really want to draw him with the mask on. Honestly, I suck at drawing the mask. So, kind of getting an idea of where I want things. Hope everybody's having a great week and looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. Not really going to do much, but if anybody has any fun plans, let me know, and let me know if you can take me with you, because, it's always fun to hang out with people and go on trips I don't have to pay for. So, Now then, Wolverine has a bit squarer of a jaw than I usually draw on characters, so I have to make some adjustments to this, but that won't be that big of a deal. So my usual manga style. I mean, I've seen the anime Wolverine. It's kind of cool. I enjoyed it for what it was, and the anime X-Men, and I like the character designs in it and stuff. That's too far. Get my rubber, as Glenn would say, and I will do a little erasing. Yeah, that's better. Right about there. I'm hopefully going to be at a show, an art show, next week at a local brewery at Barrel House Z next Saturday afternoon. That was Hobbs yelling at me that he wants attention. He was in my lap right before the beginning of the stream, but he decided to jump down as soon as I played the intro. I guess he just doesn't like my choice of music. Isn't that right, you little pain in the ass? Yeah, you. He also answers to his secondary name of Dipshit. And Rocket answers to his secondary name of Dumbass. And I got a little Wolverine reference up on my iPad in front of me, as I don't draw him, well, really that much. And granted, of the characters I like to make fan art of, I have probably done Wolverine the most, but I still don't draw a lot of them. And this will probably lead me to eventually making some Deadpool fan art to go along with Wolverine. was also thinking about doing a little bit more exploring of other mediums aside from just like drawing, but I was debating on doing some painting streams in the near future. Working on like what is it? Like some gouache work and stuff like that. A bit of acrylic and watercolor. I mean, I got a pile of watercolors and gouache is like right next to me. Actually, I have a large thing of acrylics near me too. So, that's something I've been thinking about. People sharing the fact that they have a horn on their car. Yep, yeah, I heard that too, Ops. Of the artists that have worked on Wolverine, my favorites are probably Silvestri, Jim Lee, obviously. But Buscema's run on the first ongoing series, I loved. I loved his run so much. But then again, I'm like a big Buscema fan. So, Hobbs, knock it off. Hey, you. Don't go meowing at the cabinets. I'm not going to open them. And plus, you can open them yourself. I've seen you do it. Cats. Such a pain in the ass. But you gotta love them. Had a bug in the place earlier. Little bug. Well, not that little. But, not like a Gagros I'm going to scream like a little girl and call somebody to come over and kill it level of bug. My sister actually did that once. She literally called my grandfather because there was a bee in her room and made him come over and kill it. So she was like in high school when she did that too. Might as well do the eyebrows a little bit higher there. Yeah, I was debating on possibly doing Deadpool next week. I haven't fully decided yet. I like doing fan art on these streams. I think it's fun. I don't really draw a lot of it otherwise, so it kind of gives me something to do. I really got to get a blue line pencil that erases better. Not that that's really the point of blue line. It's supposed to be that you can draw right over it and, then just eliminate it when you scan it. But still. I was watching the new X-Men series, X-Men 97. It's also the thing that's got me thinking about Wolverine. So they adapted a very classic scene from the comics. They set it up and did it very, very well. I was quite happy with it. No spoilers, though. I don't want to give that. It's too new. Can't remember who it was who did like basically the big white mouth of teeth on characters. Is it George Perez? I don't know. I don't remember. But something I always kind of liked. Made my life a little bit easier in some ways. I like that abstraction. I don't think I really need the eyebrows to be perfect, but it's not like he takes the time to do his eyebrows. I don't think Wolverine's really the type. Very kind of amusing, though. Something I was thinking about from X-Men was when Cable was first introduced in the animated series, and Gambit encountered him. He like, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm the wild man of Borneo." I can picture Wolverine saying something like that. Maybe I'll do Cable on one of these streams. He's an interesting looking character. Not really like the mouth. I think I need to have him look a bit meaner. Actually, reference art of his smile. That's a good one. Yeah, I kind of like that a bit better. No, the still says, "May the fourth be with you." I should probably change that. It's, give me one sec. Okay. There we go. That's a bit better. I think I gotta get rid of get pat a little bit by the big eyes, small mouth aspect of a manga drawing when I'm doing like an X-Man. Well, at least Wolverine. Anyway, I think you should always have kind of the big mouth full of teeth and everything. Yeah, I think I like that better. Give it some of those Jim Lee little ticks. I think if I drew something from Marvel, I actually think I'd enjoy drawing Wolverine as a character. It's kind of fun. Granted, still not, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me doing a little bit more of an American style with my art so firmly in the kind of the anime look for things. Granted, I'm trying to get like a cross between them, so. I wonder if I should bring the nose back up a bit more and make it bigger. That could be kind of fun. Let's kind of do that. Let's do. I think I like that a bit better. There's a bunch of this that I'm just not satisfied with. Okay, let's kind of do this a bit more me. I see all you wonderful eye people. If you have anything, any questions, comments, whatever, feel free. I'm here to talk. Have a fun time. My friend Tyler would say a silly goose time. Hey Lou, how's it going? Good, trying to get motivated to draw. Yeah, I can understand where that can be problematic. I definitely get that. I actually wanted to work on some stuff most of the day today, but I spent a lot of it playing Magic on my iPad. That being said, I made a few new decks. The most action today has been my decision to do some laundry. Well, I can definitely agree with that. I did mine yesterday. I came to the realization that I have a lot of socks. I don't think I consider this really a bad thing. It's just, I have a lot of socks. Kind of one of the go-to gifts that my mom always gives me, like new socks, which I love socks, so it's good. Granted, she gave me some socks, and she's like, oh, these might be a little high on your, almost up to your knee in length, and I'm like, oh, just like when I was in school, and had to wear those socks. Yes, they're very difficult to part with, even when they've gone like kind of crappy. Yeah, but literally, she gave me some socks that are basically like the Catholic schoolgirl socks I had to wear. So yeah, that was a thing. I will say this though, they're surprisingly comfortable. I think one of the things I like about drawing Wolverine's hair is like it's just so wild, kind of fun to just go with. Mm-hmm. I hate being made to wear the I hated being made to wear the long socks. I always folded them into ankle socks when I got to school. Yeah, I would probably gotten written up for being out of uniform if I did that. I know a few girls who did, and then by later on in the day they'd be back up to their knees. So, but yes, I also kind of like long socks now too. And there was the fun times of the year when I wore tights because it was slightly warmer than the socks. I'm kind of liking this better than I initially thought I would. I was having some problems with my design earlier, but I think it's kind of working out. At least I hope it is. To get some costume reference in a bit, or how I want to have him. I'm not sure it'll be like officially a costume or what. But yeah, we'll see. Much as I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, that's not the Wolverine I'm doing. I grew up in England and had to wear the school uniform. Thankfully, trousers were allowed for girls. Yeah, we were allowed to wear pants, quote unquote, pants slash trousers. But no girl ever did, which I always thought was interesting. And I wasn't about to be breaking the mold and being a girl who wore them. So, but during the winter, we were allowed. Yeah, but nobody ever did. I never saw a girl outside of wearing a skirt or what we would call a jumper, which is kind of like a pullover dress. When we were younger, basically in the elementary school, we had like before we graduated to being able to wear sweaters. Got to junior high, we had blazers. They ended up going back to sweaters, though, but since I already had a uniform, I didn't have to switch. I was grandmothered in. I would say grandfather, but, I just can't be a grandfather. Yeah. If I remember the student handbook, it did mention, I'm trying to think. I found some old school stuff the other day. A few weeks ago, my mother had found a bunch of my old school stuff from when I was in like junior high and high school, and I don't remember the student handbook being in there though. That would have been actually kind of good to read. Again, you'd probably give me a good laugh. Oh, my sweater keeps wanting to come off. Remember, we were forbidden to wear makeup. We could have earrings, nothing too dangly. A necklace, as long as again it wasn't too like dangly with too many things on it or whatnot. We could paint our nails, which I did do. Excuse me. But you couldn't have anything. You couldn't have like crazy colors, I think they put it. Granted, that was more of a junior high thing we could do our nails. I don't remember being able to do that in elementary school. You could have a ring or two. I got an exception for makeup. I used to cover a birthmark on my face. Oh, that would make sense. They would probably do actually, no, these were nuns. They probably wouldn't allow something like that. But yeah, I can understand that. It's funny. I always used to put something on for like the longest time, like some form of like a foundation or, just kind of like a concealer or whatnot. When COVID happened, I pretty much was like, I don't care anymore. So I basically haven't worn makeup since COVID. I think my sister still puts it on every day. I know my mother does. My mother complains that she needs it. Yeah, but in school, nope. Actually, high school, I'm pretty sure I was wearing concealer then. I think most of the girls were, but hey. How else are we going to hide the acne? birthmark doesn't bother me now, but kids are often cruel, so back then I wore it religiously. Yeah, I completely get that. I mean, girls are the meanest, but yes, kids can definitely be very cruel. So yeah, trust me, I get it completely. Being like a giant the majority of my life, definitely understand. I mean, I'm over. No, I don't know if I'm over 6 feet tall. I'm about 6 feet tall. So, and I was always tall. Granted, they loved it during basketball season. It's like I didn't really have a choice. They're like, "You're playing basketball, right?" And I'm like, "What if I don't want to?" Yeah. But yeah, this wasn't really also into the head games that a lot of girls played. Just didn't give a crap. But yep, kids can be really vicious and mean. There was a study done back in the 50s, I want to say, about discrimination, where a teacher basically said, today, um, like all of the kids with blue eyes are inferior or something like that, or blonde hair are inferior. And then she changed it the next day just to kind of see how it would be like the following day and stuff like that. I think the whole study's on YouTube. It's really interesting and disturbing. I got pushed into all school sports because I was a gymnast. It was fun, but I hurt now. Yes, I definitely understand that. I did martial arts and dance, played soccer and basketball. So, yes, I was definitely a jock. I was a jock that drew comic books. A little weird. And a girl that drew comic books. I was also a voracious reader, so. I actually really enjoyed playing soccer, though. I was the goalie. I didn't have to run as much. Basketball had to run. Not as much as you usually would in soccer, though. The field's a lot bigger. Yeah, my friend Marie is very similar though. She played like all the sports. She hurts now. I don't really hurt as well, MS does other things. So it just sucks. I've been better. thinking if Dave was drawing this, he'd already be inking by now. I like having super detailed and tight pencils, though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season finale of X-Men on Wednesday. I think it'll be good. It's been a great return to form. I absolutely love what's been going on with it. It's definitely a love letter to the fans of the original. Hopefully, it's making new fans too. I know they're going to be continuing it, but I just hope they can keep the level that it's at, given the guy revitalizing the series left it. But yeah, that's basically one of the reasons why I'm drawing Wolverine today, is because of X-Men this week. So I'm new to watching you draw. Can you tell me a little about your art, my arty self? Do you do any comics? I do some comics. And yep, I definitely am an arty person. Usually I do kind of a, what was it? I guess more of a manga-ish style. I mean, you can kind of see it with some of the stuff I'm doing here. But I've been working on a sword and sorcery book for a magazine that's going to be coming out. Well, the magazine's out, but it's for Sword and Sorcery magazine, called Broken Shackles. And I wanted to get a little bit of a Frazetta look to my art style. So I'd started doing a bunch of studies of Frazetta's work. Actually, I got one here. It's one of the studies I did. And that's my character from the book Krasnia Volk. She's kind of like my Red Sonja. But yeah, so I'm still fiddling with designs and things. But that is stuff that I'm working on right now. And I figured, since, when I do these live streams, I like to do, sometimes I work on, comic stuff that I'm doing. But a lot of times I like doing fan art and stuff on it. It's like one of the only times I draw fan art, so I don't really like drawing fan art that much, but I do enjoy doing it like on a live stream. So yeah, Frazetta is definitely a great study. I'm having an amazing time studying him. I'm gonna be doing more of that. I just absolutely love his stuff. It blows my mind. But yeah, so that's basically where I'm at. I have a comic out called Manifested. You can get it on my Gumroad page, which is Alikat Comics. And that is it's a fantasy series that usually bills what happens if you cross X-Men with Conan. So superpowered characters in a fantasy setting. Go in here and darken these lines a bit in the shadows. I might actually ink this one too. Okay, let's see. Bear with me, I'm literally looking for costume stuff. Okay, there we go. So what do you work on? You a comicer? Oh, cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate the follow. Yeah, I don't update that page very often. I'm bad at doing that. You can also just send me a friend request on Facebook under Allison McLone. I generally will accept people when I look at the profiles back, but I'll remember the name. So, but yeah, if you do that, I'll accept friend requests. I post a lot of stuff to that, and my Instagram. I generally put whatever art I generally post to Facebook goes to Instagram too. I have it linked to do that, so I think that's a default setting most likely. Okay. Get a couple of personal projects in the work. Usually end up doing covers for comics. So covers are always fun. Did a cover for my friend Mike's book recently. I have a piece I did for my friend Ian of two of our characters, actually an earlier version of Krasnia, and his character Helena. Oh, I also have my Patreon where I post some comic related stuff up on there, and I do have a Patreon exclusive comic that I post there too, which is Prototype Zero. It's kind of my realistic version of looking at the tokusatsu type genre, the Power Rangers and stuff like that, of what would child soldiers actually look like in that type of thing, using the whole teens with attitude concept of the original Power Rangers as my basis. I am going to noodle this hair forever. It's so fun to do though. Enjoying that. But yeah, I basically try to stream every Friday. Some days are some Fridays are better than others. I suffer from multiple sclerosis, so every now and then I have to cancel. But I'm pretty good for the past couple of weeks, and I actually streamed twice last week because I did basically the day before Star Wars Day and Star Wars Day. And I worked on a tribute piece to the Days of Future Past comic book from X-Men 141, using like Luke and Leia as Wolverine and Kitty on it. And Friday, I did an Akira slide of Ray. I'm trying to simply hair lately. Love drawing hair, but I'm trying to stop being caught up in detail. I can understand that. Yeah, I like I like noodling out details like that. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's gonna get smudges on this anyway. Now, usually Wolverine's gloves are like skin tight, but I wanted to do something a little bit different with them because I have them in like the student uniform, the yellow and blue, yellow and black. I don't know what the hell color it's supposed to be, but yellow and blue, I think. There's a amazing picture that Jim Lee. Well, Jim Lee did an entire issue. Well, actually, it was a lot of them did it. Like, as I think if X-Men 275 was done by like Willis Tasio had like pages in it. Mark Silvestri did. Jim Lee did. Star Wars Day is my birthday. My best friend's birthday is also Star Wars Day on May the 4th. And I always say to her, it's like, oh, so we're going to go watch some Star Wars for your birthday? And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I've done some loose work for Lucasfilm. You really think the reason you do cover art and not interiors because of detail? Yeah, I could see that. My friend Dave says that if you really want to break in, you definitely have to do interiors to really kind of pay your debt, as he says. Generally speaking, I would think he knows what he's talking about. He's been in the industry for like 30 years, so. I think he only basically does covers now. He does he's been doing a lot of the Walking Dead covers and stuff lately. Oh, Star Wars, my birthday is my birthday. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. No, I say that more just to bother my friend. I'm just like, oh, so we're gonna do some Star Wars stuff, and she's like, no. Every year you ask me that, and I'm like, yep, and I'm gonna do it every year. No, I'd love to see your work sometime, though. Probably want to lightly do that. Kind of get triangle here. Sorry, I'm just trying to plot out where the claws come out. I'm really looking forward to the Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out this summer. It looks like that'll be fun. I forget when it's coming out, though. Actually, what I'm also really looking forward to is the new, is it Bruce Timm and Paul Dini are doing a new cartoon or something? I mean, it's Paul Dini's doing a new cartoon. I can't remember. One of those two are. It's going to be on HBO Max, and they're doing exactly what I want, like 40s Batman. So I'm like, they quasi did it with the animated series, but they're really they're going all out with it now. And that I'm looking forward to a lot. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, going about an hour. I'll probably go at least another half hour. I might go another hour. Haven't fully decided. All this is subject to change depending on how I'm feeling, obviously, but right now I'm doing pretty good. I got plenty of caffeine. Hey, Jim. Thank you very much, sir. Always good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope things have been going well. Got another person the other day who was like, why don't you draw like your mentor? And I'm like, I'm not Dave Finch. So, plus, he's more of a friend. You two hope as well? Yep. Well, it's basically going okay. Got the stuff straightened out with my, mostly straightened out with my apartment crap that was going on. My health has been better, so I've been happy about that. I haven't had any more weirdness. Well, any more than I usually am for weird, but So that's been good. Cats are good, not costing me too much money. So if they're going to keep me out of house and home. Drawing a lot. I said, I've been studying Frazetta a lot lately. I've been trying to adapt some of his techniques into my style. I definitely think I am channeling a bit of Dave with this, but hey. I mean, I've literally sat and watched him draw privately, so I would pick up on some of his techniques. Lou is a new follower. They are a great person so far, and another fellow artist. Jim is amazing. I highly recommend to give him his stuff on Facebook a follow. Great stuff. I don't know what other social media you're on, so let's go with Facebook for now. If I remember correctly, it's got like a secondary bump there too. If it doesn't, it does now. Great to hear Fazetta was amazing. Got a tour from his son's wife, Lori, and the museum in PA. I've been to the museum myself. The museum is great. I haven't been there in like 20 years, but it was great. Yeah. This is one of the studies that I did. Yeah, Frazetta's work, when you're there seeing it's just amazing. His stuff is just great. Thank you. Some of my favorites to choose this study from. Great job. Thank you. That's also one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite pieces of his. Always loved that piece. I did one of his John Carter pieces too, like a quick sketch of it. I just did a sketch of John Carter from it. I think I have it in my sketchbook. Let's see. I've actually roughed this one out a few times. My fingers don't like thin paper. Yep, that's stray dog. That would be emergency vehicles. They found me. Lori got the book Snowman that Dark Horse put out that Frazetta did when he was a kid for me. Oh, and Frank Jr. sent. Oh, that's awesome. That is amazing. I have not seen that book. Probably should go looking for it. Yeah, that was the quick study I did of his John Carter piece. One of the John Carter piece. Can't say enough good things about her. It makes sense. Thinks about it. Things too. But yeah. So that's the rough that I did. I think that was like a 5-minute study, maybe a 10. The Crow. I should probably draw the Crow on stream. I mean, I love that comic. And I love the first movie. And if it ended there, I would have been happy. Let's see. No, nothing else. Okay. No, something definitely must have happened that's bad. That's a lot more emergency vehicles than typical. I live next to a hospital, so I hear this stuff all the time. And I've definitely gotten to the point where I can tell the differences between certain things. Like, there's definitely an ambulance there. But I can also hear fire engines. No police cars yet. They have a very distinctive, like, whooping noise. Okay. Yeah, they are definitely hauling ass. The only time I drew the crow was in someone's sketchbook at a con. I think Bash and I wish I could redraw it. Yeah, I understand that. I've drawn the crow before. When I was in high school, I drew him a lot. Actually, when I was in junior high, I drew him a bunch too. Mostly in high school, though. Then the movie came out. I think I might have been a junior in high school at the time when that came out. Yeah, I think I was. I think I was a junior in high school. And it was their opening night to see it. Absolutely loved the movie. Felt so bad that Brandon Lee passed away. More emergency vehicles. Another fire engine. Yeah, something bad must have happened. And being near the hospital, I'm also right near the highway. Gave my son a middle name Brandon in honor of Brandon Lee. That's really cool. I felt so bad when he, like, after seeing The Crow, it's just like, not only was he an amazing martial artist, but he could also act. His father, well, he was really a good martial artist, so. I mean, arguably, probably one of the greatest, but hey. Made up for some things. Damn. They're all coming by here, which is more worrisome, which makes me think that's further down Route 18 where the issue might be. Would have made a great Joker? Yeah, he would have. He definitely would have made a great Joker. I think if I drew the Crow on stream, I would have to do the Brandon Lee one, though, because it's just more how I see him. I mean, I enjoy the comic a bit more than the movie, the original comic. I haven't read too many of the other stuff, but I've read a little bit of the other stuff, but I think I enjoyed the idea more that it was just random violence, that there wasn't like really any plot or story to it. It was just wrong place, wrong time. And then you effectively have a slasher villain coming after your people, but you're truly rooting for them because these people deserved it. also inspired me to do a my own slasher character after that. And I thought about doing a like a slasher kind of story called Final Girl, where the final girl actually was the slasher. And the people that she was going after definitely deserved it. It's kind of my own Crow take. Don't mention Quentin Tarantino, Uma Thurman to James O'Barr at a con if you see him. No, I will not do that. No. I'm a huge Tarantino fan, but I'm not stupid. So. Far from it. I mean, my comic Stray Cat, which when Dave gets me the art for it that he did, I'll be doing like a Kickstarter and everything for it, because with him as an alternate cover artist, I've only been waiting almost a year for it. Not saying you're bad at mailing things, Dave, but you are. Oh yeah, no, I know the story. I definitely know the story of, yeah. Uma Thurman, I don't really know the story with her with it, but I know Tarantino and the Lee family especially, they don't really get along, but yeah. The hell, I was gonna ask I was gonna give him a color pass on it myself when Dave gets me the piece, but the Vic Medina was gonna color it for me when I got it. So he wanted to color some original Dave Finch art. And I think that would have been great. They stole Kill Bill from him, basically. Well, it's basically Lady Snowblood. I don't know if I'd call it that. I mean, that's more where Kill Bill came from. Pays a lot of tribute to Bruce Lee in it. I mean, it has the Hornet theme song in it and things, but if I was really going to say it stole something, it definitely was like more Lady Snowblood to me. Oh, you mean from James O'Barr? Oh, God. Yeah, now that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Yep, wasn't thinking, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. I see what you're saying. Oh God, no, I was thinking Bruce Lee there for a second. I'm like, it's not really a Bruce Lee film, because I was thinking of Warrior and in Kung Fu, and I was like, it's not really that type of thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, you mean James O'Barr? Way more sense. There we go. Yep, I could see that. Yeah. You have the original art for the first page of the bride. Yeah, that has to be cool. He hasn't really done anything in comics outside of that, aside from some like Crow stuff because of after that whole incident. I completely forgot about that. Wow. Damn. Granted, Tarantino's a bit of an asshole, but hey, I like his movies. But yeah, definitely won't bring him up to James O'Barr. Yeah, that makes sense, though. That's, yeah. God, that's bad. I knew I'd be noodling this hair forever. It's actually a police car. It's an older one. Doesn't have the newer whoop whoop sound. Yeah, now I really want to see James O'Barr's The Bride. Oh well. Another lifetime, perhaps. I have to say, though, I think one of the reasons I went back to doing a lot more traditional art is because of Dave. So it's funny, I still do a lot of my breakdowns and everything digitally. I just like drawing them traditionally better. Get back to doing a book of the week too. Granted, I gotta get my comics from my comic guy. I've been behind lately because of finances. Last book of the week I really did was Faust, and I had to be very careful what I showed from that book. Definitely one of my favorite comics. I was poking fun at Nita today, saying, yeah, one of the best superhero books out there. Maybe super crazy person, super quasi-sociopath might be a better way of putting it. You do like both traditional and digital. Love to watercolor too much to abandon it. Yeah, no, I get that completely. I was actually talking about that earlier. I was thinking about doing some watercolor on stream, or maybe some gouache or acrylic. I want to do some painting. I just haven't figured out what I want to do yet. Now, I was looking into some different acrylic paints. I have a bunch of Vallejo modeling paint that's all acrylic. And I was like, well, this will just work. And then Dave was like, I asked him, like, oh, what's the type you're using? And he's like, oh, I'm using soft body. I'm like, oh, check that out. I will not be buying that stuff as it's stupid expensive. we'll just be using the Vallejo modeling paint. Actually, I got another thing of acrylic around here someplace too. Another set of acrylic, and I got a bunch of the Dr. Martin's, Dr. P.H. Martin's stuff too, inks to work with as well. If I want to go like really old school kind of paint and comic type stuff. I heard that fades though from my friend Ian very easily, so kind of hesitant. I need to get Ian on the show again. I've been on his show a couple of times. I need to get him on mine again. Do some draw together stuff. Actually, that's something I could do. Actually, I have his book right here. Yeah, do this for my book of the week. I have Undersea Hero by Ian Chase Nichols. This is the sketch cover one, which I promised him that when I'm on his show again, I'm going to do his Undersea Hero, the sketch cover. That's Ian's art. It's kind of like his love letter to parody comics like The Tick and his favorite character, Aquaman. I believe he said it was something like, what would happen if you crossed the Muppets with Aquaman? And he's got a bit more of a cartoony look with this stuff. This is the issue 0. He just did a Kickstarter for issue 1, which he draws the pages on his live stream. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ian's stuff. I have a lot of his original art too. Not from this book, but I have a lot of Ian's art. But yeah, Undersea Hero. Underseahero.com. Some Fat Cat Funnies. Good stuff. Get some soggy Muppets? Yeah, you probably would. I'll have to talk to Ian about that, though. I think that's his pitch. I'd have to double check with him. I'll ask him later. But yeah, it's a fun book. It's definitely funny. Hits the right notes on a lot of things. It's good superhero fun. I mean, Ian's got a lot of practice drawing humor books since he does The Tick. So that's the thing. Like a mop with eyes. Yep. There. I feel better now. I did get a book of the weekend. I go back to shading the hair. The thing is, I'm going to go with a heavier lead and probably go over all this anyway. And then I might ink it and go over it again. With the whole when in doubt, black it out. I'm hoping my older brother comes by tonight. We're talking about watching a movie, and there was this one called like Kitty or something that looked really, really good. I was like right up my alley on kind of movies I like. Girl assassins kicking ass. Chinese martial arts flick. Looked really good. We watched Late Night with the Devil and Mad Max Fury Road last week. Well, Late Night with the Devil we did the week before, and we did Fury Road last week because he hadn't seen it. And I want to see the Furiosa movie. So, kind of worked out. Remember when I do a stream and I do the entire picture on stream? Yeah, that's very rare that I get an entire piece done on stream, it seems, anymore. Oh yeah, X-Men 97 has been utterly amazing. That I said at the beginning, that's why I'm drawing Wolverine right now. After this past episode, I'm just like, yeah, they did that storyline. And they made it work a hell of a lot better. Because when I was a kid and they did that storyline in the book, and I read it, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Actually irked me. The science was so bad on it. It was just no. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, that was just so good. I mean, they have not pulled punches this season. I am really curious to see how they're gonna change some things up and what they're gonna do. And like, are we going to get kind of the storylines that happened um, afterwards with Wolverine and all that? Especially with what happened on Genosha. I mean, that was crazy. But yeah, they adapted the storyline. They adapted this like um, they've done a few of them that they basically kind of mushed together, like a little bit of the Executioner's Song, a bit of Fatal Attractions, and like going in other places. But it's just like, damn. Wish to do a Brood story? Yeah. They have a lot of movies and shows to catch up on. Multiple eye surgeries took me out of the viewing game. Oh god, I had no idea. Lou, that sucks. I'm sorry. Hope you're doing better now. And Jim, you want a Brood story? Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that was Chris Claremont doing Alien. I mean, you can't go wrong with Alien. But can we get Lockheed eating things? Eating the brood eggs? That was like always one of my favorite things when it came out. He like belches. They're like, what? He ate the brood eggs. Like, what do you expect a little dragon to do? He's like that egg-eating dinosaur that I can never remember the name of. I was watching something on YouTube about how some teenagers live in Japan, and they were talking about things, and one of them tried to speak some English, and was like, "Yeah, it's really cool, like scrambled eggs." And I'm like, "What?" And all of her friends like looked at it at the same time. She's like, "I don't think I said what I meant to say." Granted, my Japanese is probably not nearly as good as her English is, but it is what it is. was watching Tokyo Vice with my uncle, and there's a few of the scenes in there where I was like, it's not exactly what they said when they did the translation. It's close, but it's not exactly what they said. Doing better now. Had time to heal. Glaucoma is a turd, though. Oh, yeah, now I can understand that. Japanese is a difficult language, especially the older stuff. Yeah, that's true. And I'm planning a trip to Japan in 2026, so I figure I want to have some kind of command of the language when I go over there. And I haven't really worked actively on my Japanese since 1997, so I'm kind of starting over. Amazed how much I remembered, though. I mean, I'm much better at Spanish, but then again, I spoke Spanish a lot more and have had a lot more opportunities to use Spanish. So it probably makes sense. Yeah, I don't want the new X-Men series to end, though. I just want it to continue on. Just keep having more episodes made. Can we get that like technology from Spaceballs where like they're filming the movie as they're watching it, so you can like see what's happening as going? That new technology. Even in the future, nothing works. Yeah. One of my favorite parts of that movie is when Dark Helmet and Lone Star are fighting, and he hits the camera guy, and he's like, he did it, and he's like, what? I'm kind of thinking about watching that movie again. While growing up in England, I learned French and German. I'm now living in Texas, wishing I had learned Spanish. Yeah, I could see that. That makes perfect sense. Let's see. I have a lot of friends who live and visit Japan. Visiting Togakushi Mountain is on my bucket list. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I wish I could do the hike up Mount Fuji and go to the summit for to see the sunrise coming up and not fall into Mount Fuji because that'd be bad. But just my health wise, I could never do it. So also, I don't believe in the supernatural, but I'd like to avoid the Okigahara as much as possible. So Just don't want to tempt fate. I could view the Ogigahara from a safe distance, like in the air at 30,000 feet. No, but I want to go to the Shrine of the 47 Ronin in Kyoto. I think it's in Kyoto. I'd love to go to would love to go to Atsu Shrine to see the Imperial Regalia, but they don't put it out on display very often. So I'd love to see Grasscutter. I do want to. Well, I shouldn't say I will do this because they tore it down. But the house that inspired the Grudge, the yellow house, they tore it down recently, so I can't like do a drive by and look at it. Have to visit. Have to visit Noda City as well. Yep, that sounds like fun too. Want to go to well, I want to hit like a bunch of art stores in Tokyo and buy tons of things there. And obviously, manga. All the manga. Yep, still noodling the hair. What time is it? Hour and 40 minutes streaming. Okay. A little bit more time. It could theoretically go longer, but I don't really want to go too much longer than that. I am starting to feel fatigue. I'll switch over to one of my more mechanical pencils soon. I gotta run. Oh, thank you very much, Jim. You have a great one. And thank you for stopping by. It's always good to see you. Oh, God. Ugh. Drawing is hard. Why can't it be easy? Well, then everybody would do it, probably. I gotta start thinking what I want for dinner tonight. I think I still have a sandwich in the fridge to eat. That'll probably be good. So what brought you from England to Texas? That's been wondering since you posted that. It's like Texas. Granted, I mean, my friend Laurie lives in Texas, so. But Texas is such a weird state. I've never actually been to Texas. One of the few states I haven't been to. It's funny, I've never been out of the country, but I've been to most of the states. Nope, not that. Oh, I was getting a phone call for a second there. Nope, just Discord notifications. I thought I had those turned off when I'm streaming. Yeah. Again, I go back to messing with the hair. It's like I see something, I gotta shade in. I accidentally met a guy online who lived in Texas. I married him, but ended up divorcing him and stayed in Texas. Fair. Yep. I've done stupid things for men. I understand. Granted, I haven't changed countries, but I've done enough stupid things. Well, if you like Texas, that works. It says, I don't think I could live there. One, it's too hot. Two, I'm not going to go into. Not on stream anyway. I will stay in New England, where I belong. Oh, time is it? About 10 minutes. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to cut this off about now because I need to use the little girl's room. And figure, got about 10 minutes left. Might as well wrap it up good, and then I can go do my business and go from there. Oh, like the heat. Yeah, no, heat's fine. Bad for MS, but you know, heat is a thing. But anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. And Lou, it was wonderful meeting you. Hope you come back. And all I have to do is ask everybody to. If everybody could give me a like, share, subscribe, even comment if you want, that would be fantastic. But yeah, so this is Alice McClone, the Alikat. I'm checking out for the evening, and seeing how things go. You'll be looking forward to future live draws. Fantastic. Always glad to have somebody coming by and hanging out. But so again, I'd like to say goodbye to everybody and have a wonderful weekend.